Moving on to the Apex leadership for the all 23 IITs, we had a workshop session which included all the directors. That session was led by Mr. Rajesh Rathi, Chair of Director Forum and MD of Grid Century. He's an IIT Madras 1992 alumni. With Ms. Deeksha Awasthi, founder of Deeksha Life and IIT Kanpur 2005 alumni. Could I please request both of you to be on stage?
Good evening, everybody. Nice to see at the valedictory function so many people still attending. So, friends, can I have the presentation, please? Yeah. It has to come there. Yeah. Thank you very much. So, the Directors Foundation was actually started in 2020 when we had 14 directors attending. This time around, when we announced this event, we again assembled them. The number of directors who signed up were more, but eventually we had fewer. But totally 8 IITs were represented. And there were some significant changes between the last one and this one. And as we go along, we will let you know what they were. Can you change it from there? Yeah, okay. So we had participation from IIT Jodhpur, IIT Bhilai. I must announce the audience here that Dr. Rajiv Prakash has assumed the leadership of the Directors Forum. This time we decided that we must have a leader from among the directors who will drive this. So this was done, and it was he volunteered for that. I'm very happy to announce that. Yeah, we had then IIT Palakkad, IIT Mandi, and IIT Tirupati, and then we also had representatives from 3 other IITs. So the agenda was basically, after the introduction, the deliberations among the directors, and each director was told to let us know at least 2 major achievements that they are proud of, and 1 more that they think they need from Pan IIT. And there was a common topic among all of them, which was about the mental health. We'll shortly talk about that. We had a session on reimagining the engineering education and research translation into commercial products. And then finally, there was a conclusion. So the takeaways, one of the key topics that was discussed, and by the way, those of you who have read the coverage today in Times of India, there was wide coverage on this topic, which was taken up. We are very happy to announce that there was a lot of positive vibes coming from all the IITs. And to take this further, I invite Deeksha.
So, as Rajesh said, that all IITs have come together for this particular topic, which is common for everybody. Each one of us is facing mental health problems silently, and it is becoming a pandemic. So I was very happy to see that all directors were very open, and they had a lot of inputs of all that is happening in their institutes. So we were... So we actually discussed about the core concerns which were there, and then we can... So, yeah. So another thing was that a unified approach is needed, a holistic approach is needed. That is what we identified, and we will be running a task force which will identify core committee members from Pan IIT, and we will collaborate with the different IITs, all IITs, and we'll have a common platform where we will standardize the solution. Just like we did for anti-ragging, we will be doing this as a task force. Starting from IITs, we will take it to other institutes as well, non-technical and other universities as well. That's the idea behind initiating this conversation, because I know that when we start something, we can actually replicate in many, many more cities and many more institutes. And the last one was a very important question has stress increased or the resilience has come down? So I think it's both, and we all have to come forward and support in this cause. So we will be sharing a Google form which will have data, and if you can volunteer in this cause, it will be very good. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Deeksha. So going forward, friends, there is a small color code in each one of the titles, and you would understand what that is very shortly. So please pay attention. So the next topic was IITs are going in for internationalization. That was a very, very positive thing. Our IITs are assuming the global leadership like, global South leadership like most of our country. IITs are our brands. Many places where they were told that the IITs should basically set up just a campus there, they were told no, it should be such and such IIT in such and such place. We had then, the last thing which was very, very important is everywhere we were basically talking to those institutions on equal terms. We were not saying that we are any less, we were negotiating with them on equal terms. The next is core engineering interest is depleting. And there are a lot of unanswered questions which we have decided that we are going to go deeper into it. And in some ways we think, are we ourselves responsible for that, and do we need to do something about that? Next, the locational disadvantages. Some IITs who are, especially those which are generation 2 and 3 IITs, felt that they had some locational disadvantages. But the conclusion was that each of those IITs should make use of their unique locations. Some of them are closer to the north and they should work with the military. Some of them are in some textile centers, they should work with them. So each one of us should make use of their unique locations. And the prime objective of them being located in those places itself was to have grassroots level education, prime education. Next, cultural shock. It was discussed that a lot of people, especially it was connected to the mental health, language and food, these were identified to be two major reasons for that besides others. We had then lab in industry. This was a very new concept that one of the IITs has started. They basically create labs in the industry around their location. And then we discussed that why not we also get industry into the IIT labs. And then we also talked about aggregating the labs from the suppliers. We identified that several suppliers of the equipment have much better embellished labs in their own centers. So instead of getting equipment from them, they should contribute their labs and training spaces. We then spoke about the scarcity of faculty. And we noted that there are a lot of pan-IIT members who would like to connect and teach, and it is up to pan-IIT to connect such alumni with the teaching opportunities. Get MSME leaders into the campus. This was also identified. All these days the focus has been on only getting large companies into the campus to get the speakers and faculty. And we believe that there are a lot of MSME leaders who can be invited for such functions. Tech-savvy new generation IIT. Tech-savvy new generation IITs, we noted that the new IITs are relatively more tech-savvy in their own governance because they are starting afresh, so they have a lot of opportunity to do that. So they have a lot of opportunity to experiment, and latest technology in governance of their own campus is what we believe we should be doing. It was also noted that some of the larger and older IITs have been actually taking these kind of things from the younger ones. Finance, and there was a positive sign there. Throughout the Directors Forum, unlike the one in 2020, there was no major mention of the financial constraints. The constraints have become much less now, and one of the reasons identified for that was that Jeevan IIT alumni are contributing significantly. Every campus is getting lots and lots of financial support from the earlier alumni, and this for G2 and G3 IITs is a cue that Pan IIT can actually leverage the alumni from the other IITs, especially the ones which are locationally from the locations of the newer IITs. So for example, you have an IIT in Palakkad, somebody who went to actually Delhi, but if there is a IIT now in Palakkad, that alumni may want to contribute to something that is closer home. So and Pan IIT can help them connect. Miscellaneous, some IITs mentioned that they are training the local school teachers. That was a nice thing. It was also noted that there is a term that some IITs have used called externs, where the faculty is being sent out to industry. We have heard about interns, and we are now talking about the externs. Manthan, this was one of the highlights of the Directors Forum. This is a platform which is a ideas exchange portal of Government of India, and there was a live demo of that. And there was extensive adoption of this platform. And all the IITs, most of the IITs are on board this platform. And those who are not on board should have fear of missing out. That was noted. And this is something that is for all of us to note. Manthan is something that all of us should go visit and see what it is about. Then rethinking technical education was a major topic that we also went over. And in this, there is a lot of joint thinking needed. Educate parents. What is engineering? JEE is to blame. This was a topic that was discussed very, very extensively, whether JEE is need to be reformed. Aptitude test to be given. Is hackathon model workable for selecting IIT entrants? And global benchmarking is needed for us to select the students who go to IITs. Mission implementation objectives, this was the last part. And Pan IIT has now narrowed down its mission implementation objectives. And going forward, time for brainstorming and finalization. So all the alumni, all the Pan IIT alumni are welcome to contribute, and we can then narrow down and go forward. So wider alumni involvement is sought. This was the last part, and going forward, as we have said, we are constituting a committee for mental health. We are also constituting a committee for the Directors Forum with the directors themselves in the picture. And at the end, the entire exercise of the Directors Forum was extremely interactive and very, very productive. And we are very happy that we are able to go forward with a lot of enthusiasm. Thank you very much.